3, 2, 1. This video was created to complement my review of the Minolta 24 to 35mm f3.5 zoom lens on open source photography. The link to the website and review can be found in the description below. It clarifies the issue with the Minolta MD lens, and in that regard, many lenses from other brands as well. It is a common problem where protruding pins obstruct or make it impossible to use a certain lens on a speed booster. The solution is simple, but at the same time, it renders the lens unusable for analog Minolta camera use. Therefore, you must carefully consider if you want to proceed. A second issue is focusing to infinity, which may not always work, but it is also easily solvable. To resolve the first problem, you will need a universal pliers or diagonal wire cutter pliers. Ensure that the front lens cap is securely attached and use a paper tissue to protect the lens from the back. Make a small hole in the paper tissue to allow the pin to pass through. Use one hand to firmly hold the paper tissue in place and, with the other hand, cut the pin short against the lens mount. It requires a bit of force. The pin may be somewhat pointed and sharp, but since it can't touch anything, it should be harmless. I would advise against filing down these sharp edges or using a Dremel power tool, as there is a high risk of metal particles entering the lens. The second problem is achieving focus to infinity. First, remove the rear cap of the Pixco Speed Booster. On the side of the bayonet mount, there is a small screw. Loosen it a few turns. Reattach the cap and then remove the top cap from the bayonet mount of the speed booster. Place a mark somewhere opposite a reference point to determine how much you have turned the lens inside. Turn the inner lens clockwise approximately 1/4 of a turn. Reattach the top cap, remove the rear cap, and tighten the small screw back in place. Mount the Pixco Speed Booster on your camera and attach the lens. Check if the focus is restored. If not, repeat the process.